What's good? What's good? This freaking coffee because she put sweet cream in it, not heavy cream. I swear to God, I often encounter baristas who get distracted by my beard or my hair and then just cannot take my order properly because it's a really simple fucking order. Quad shot Americano with heavy cream. Yet 33% of the time, if I notice that they're distracted by my beard or my hair, they mess up the order. Anyway, nothing to do with the title of this video. I'm just grumpy. It actually tastes delicious, but I don't want the sweet cream. Joe Rogan and the cult that cried wolf. I made a video maybe like 2 years ago. Time is flying by. It was titled something like The Cult That Cried Wolf. And I was discussing how the left, the LGBTQ people, whatever that group is, the activist division of the left, they like to just say there are boogeymen, or literally, actually, they say there are bigots and transphobes and racists and misogynists everywhere. Everyone is a bigot. That was the essential the point of that video. And I want to revisit that video and that idea because apparently Joe Rogan is all of those things. And this is like what I mean when you do insane stuff like this. I should be sharing my screen. Some comedian made a bit about Joe Rogan. It was a hilarious bit about alpha this and let me see. Go to Zoltan Comedy and watch his alpha friend bit because he's making fun of Joe Rogan fans, right? And I said, as a Joe Rogan fan, I find this bit hilarious. Well played, sir. And I'm not even like one of those guys. I watch maybe one out of every 30 Joe Rogan episodes. I don't really follow him that much. I've just seen his work. I've seen some of his interviews. He's funny. Um, I, 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 I'm not one of those guys, but I can also understand the joke that Zoltan was putting forward. But let's see. This person, Sam Jane. My God, why? My response, because I care about inclusion and diversity of thought, because Joe Rogan often has a very diverse group of guests on his show. It's not just right or left people. And then other people are going off, but this is really what I want to focus on. Let's exclude his misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, racist, anti-intellectual, anti-science, and do my own research views. Could there be a more NPC brainwashed person sentence than that right there? That is like the regurgitation of the establishment talking points coming out of a human's mouth, if they're actually a human. Let's even exclude his guests. Plenty of podcasts and other media out there interviewing people with weird, unfounded, or even ludicrously false ideas. Flat earthers and cryptoid people come to mind. Cryptid. It's about his fundamental intellectual dishonesty in his approach to his interview. He doesn't put in the work to prepare and therefore isn't able to challenge his guests if their claims are probably false. He lives in a bubble and refuses to be self critical. He ends up convincing his audience that there is no one set of agreed upon facts from which you can have a good faith discussion, generating no productive discourse. His success is baffling. He's apparently a comedian, but isn't funny and doesn't get any jokes. He's apparently an MMA expert, despite being terrible at commentary. Goofy faces at the camera don't count. And post fight interviews and his podcast skills involve steering every conversation, regardless of the guest, onto his fave topics: art of comedy, COVID, lockdowns, and whatever recreational drug he's just discovered. So, wow, that is the left. That is what it is like trying to talk to the left. These people, they're so out of touch. And I don't even know how to like respond to all of that. So I just said, you sound like you need a hug. I got you. Because how do I respond to like these claims and saying matter of fact he's misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic? That's why I like having actual conversations with people, because I would have stopped this person in real time one sentence in and been like, okay, we need to unpack a lot of what you just said, because I don't think I've ever heard him say anything misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic. But also, I don't listen to everything he says. So I could be wrong. I would love examples. And okay. And also then towards the end, it just moved into haterade. You know, his success is baffling. He's apparently a comedian, but isn't funny. That's just haterade. That is pure, like, just super concentrated haterade. Okay. I'm going to stop screen sharing, maybe. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. So how do you talk to those people? Like, and she criticized me for my reply because I just said she needs a hug. But like, there is no reply that that person is going to hear. That person is so closed-minded; they've made their mind up. I'm very open. If someone wants to send me clips in context of Joe Rogan being homophobic or transphobic or bigoted, please send them my way. But when I criticize the left, it's people like that. That person, there's no actual conversation to be had with them. And I had another person on Instagram that I tried to have a conversation with, and they're like, well, I don't really do extemporaneous conversations. Extemporaneous meaning sort of without preparation, just two people having a conversation. Because these leftists, they don't think in a way that is conducive to open-mindedness. When they're this person, he writes articles, right? That's his thing. He has a point that he's focused on, that he's trying to prove. So when you're writing an article, it's easy to start with A and to find sources. We used to do this in school. You have a point, then you go find sources to corroborate and prove your point. Duh, that's easy. But being open-minded and hearing other points, other perspectives, other information, that's difficult apparently. These people, you're so insufferable. That kind of shit is insufferable shit. And it's just, I heard this term and I loved it. Women who are maybe being hysterical, we can call them goofy hens. There are a lot of hysterical women, and I realize that that word has what was it said? Like a lot of historical prejudice or something used to oppress women. Y'all really can get hysterical sometimes. And if you can't acknowledge that, you're never going to be self-aware. It's so funny. That person commented, Joe Rogan unable to be self-critical, but there are a lot of women out there that are unable to acknowledge. Sometimes they're a bit like hysterical. And it's fine. If you can acknowledge that, that's the first step in overcoming it. But that would mean you'd have to be self-actualized and self-aware, and that's not what the Matrix wants. The Matrix wants goofy hens to parrot their narrative and their talking points, like that person did. So please, someone explain to me how Joe Rogan is all of those things. Send me clips, please. Thank you very much. Much love.